Now I'm live. What is up, everyone? I am yours truly, Carnage, bringing you another episode of MOCPodcast, episode 27. And yes, it's a live one, and my wife is home. And now she's going to be popping in and out of the video. Now, if you guys are listening to this through audio, you won't see her lovely face popping in and out like a little creepazoid who's going to stab me in the back. But if you do want to see it video, or if you want to see the video live, make sure to go to MindofCarnage on YouTube.com. And now she's holding a cat behind me. Oh my God, this is starting off amazingly. Could you put him away? Stop that. Oh, Jesus.
You know what?
And I get the middle finger. That's wonderful. This is why I married this woman. Why did I marry you? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming to you with Mind of Carnage podcast episode number 27. Remember the bagpipes. Now, obviously, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do a podcast last week. And the unfortunate incident of Roddy Piper, who passed away on July 31st, 2015, overnight. And it's just a really sad situation that happened with him, because you look at him and you thought he was perfectly fine, and all of a sudden it's just a quick snap of the fingers and he's gone. And you kind of have to look at that and be like, wow, you really got to appreciate life. You really have to understand that today you're here, tomorrow you maybe not. And it was really surprising. But no, Roddy Piper, who went by, his real name is Roderick George Toombs. Happy to say that he was a Canadian boy, from Saskatchewan, where the flatlands are, because it's completely flat in Saskatchewan. That's how it is. I work with people who live there, and they're like, no, it's fucking flat. You can stay here and you can look 100 miles and you can see what the hell's going on there. But it was really sad, and I kind of want to cover that today. I want to go through Raw, what happened last night. Which really wasn't that much, but might as well cover whatever I can cover. The Dana White comment about wrestling is fake, which in a way it is, but still, you don't need to pinpoint it, you little motherfucker. And we're just going to go over some other stuff with W2K16 that's coming out, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which is happening next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. Same goes with SummerSlam and Tough Enough that's happening tonight as well, which frankly I couldn't give fucking two shits about. But remember, guys, Mind of Carnage is associated with Levels of Wrestling. If you guys don't know who they are, make sure to follow them on Twitter, Levels of Wrestling. We're all a bunch of podcasters coming together to give you guys a voice or a level of thought, just to kind of interact with us. There's the Wrestle Addict, there's Just Saying Podcast, there's the Rambling About Wrestling, and you have yours truly, Mind of Carnage. Oh my God, you are not going to stop, are you? You're just going to keep popping up behind me throughout this podcast and just distract me. Oh my God, go back to school. But yeah, so make sure to check us out. If you guys want to check out our merchandise, make sure to go to tpublic.com/user/Mind of Carnage, Levels of Wrestling, or the Wrestle Addict. Make sure to put the Wrestle Addict, otherwise you will not get them. In addition to that, make sure to check back next week, August 20th, because we have a special show for you guys, which is Podcast Orgy 4, number 4, hosted by yours truly, me. And what happens when I host stuff is that it just gets elevated to that higher tier of level. Not necessarily, no, but it will be a fun show. Make sure you guys check it out. It is before SummerSlam, and it'll be very, very interactive. We did it last time where we had a chat room there. It worked out very well. We're going to do it again. So hopefully we want you guys to check it out. We want you guys to be there. We want you guys to talk, communicate, tell us whatever you want to see. And please don't tell us to show our dicks, because it may or may not happen. We never know. We don't know if Ant's going to get that drunk where he may actually do it. So make sure to check back and see if it happens. But yeah, so let's go on to the whole Roddy Piper thing. Unfortunately, like I said, it was a very unfortunate incident what happened with him. Very quick, abrupt. All of a sudden, he passed away. And within the 15 months, we've had a heavy hit in the wrestling community. Ultimate Warrior, we had Dusty Rhodes, and now we have Roddy Piper. And it really kind of it's a kick in the craw. Okay, it's like a sore kick in the balls, in the craw, in the anus, whatever you want to call it. It's a kick somewhere that you don't want to get kicked, specifically for the wrestling community. But when it comes to Roddy Piper, there's two things that really stand out to me when it came to Roddy Piper. One of them, with the whole Piper's Pit thing, one episode that he had was when he was actually going to interview a future star, future icon, future champion. And usually with Piper's Pit, you usually had this like music come on, whatever he was interviewing or whoever he was interviewing. And you're like, okay, so who's he going to interview? And all of a sudden he stands up waiting for his guest, and all of a sudden his music goes on. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of odd. He sits down and he starts interviewing himself, going from chair to chair, chair to chair. It was absolutely hilarious. It was one of those moments where you're like, man, this guy can just entertain by himself. He sits in the chair and be like, oh, how's your day going? Well, it's going good, Jimmy. How's your day? you gonna be champion? I'm gonna be champion one day, man. I promise I'll be champion. You're gonna be champion, like you're gonna be like real champion. You're gonna go out there, kick everyone's ass, call everyone jackasses, and kick them in the nuts. I'm gonna kick them in the nuts. How they think I'm gonna kick them in the nuts? Stuff like that. And if you guys didn't see that, as me going back and forth, not as entertaining as Roddy Piper, obviously, and really not saying what he was saying during his interview, but that was the whole concept, the whole purpose was to entertain. And you know what? It's one of those things where you look at Roddy Piper and you just look at the character that he built, and anything and everything that he did, you knew. Whenever he went out there in the ring, whether it was to do Piper's Pit, whether it was to do a ringside promo or anything, he was going to entertain. You were going to get something where you were just going to laugh out loud because it was just that great. It's unfortunate, like I said, it's a really bad loss for the WWE universe because I don't really think there's any characters in today's WWE that are as strong of a character as he was. Don't know if there ever will be. It depends on if to see who these NXT guys are coming up and if they have the personalities as they do with Roddy Piper or no. But time will tell. And the last thing that I always remembered and that always stuck with me when it came to Roddy Piper was the notorious Mr. T match at WrestleMania 2, where it was pretty much a boxing match, and they both went at it, and in the end, as expected, Roddy cheated. Come on, the guy's not going to not cheat. He's going to cheat. And Scoop slammed him. Eventually, he's like, oh, yeah, I win. Well, not really. You kind of lost. But still, you know what? It was moments like that that really made him, Intercontinental Champion. He's just a great overall guy. He was one of those guys that always wanted to see where the future of the industry was going. And he supported younger talents, and he supported a lot of those guys. And you know what? It's an unfortunate situation with him. What can I say? He gave us probably one of the most notorious lines in movie history. I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And all of a sudden, that just followed up with a whole ton of shots and shooting and killing and just fun times, stuff like that. Yeah, killing and fun times. That's exactly where I'm going with that. So, rest in peace, Roddy Piper. Forever remembered, never forgotten. And I send my condolences to the Piper family and everyone, friends and family. And I hope the best for them. And know that to wrestling fans, he will always be remembered. And you know what always kills me too? Everyone's like, oh, it's fake. How can you really care that much? Well, it's not. You know what? Even though it's fake, we still connect with the character. And Roddy Piper was one of those characters that you just connected with, and you couldn't just not care for the guy because every time he came out, you were eager to see him. You were eager to see what he was going to do next. So just saying, very similar to Dusty Rhodes, very similar to Ultimate Warrior. What I guarantee, whenever anyone saw those tribute videos that they had, you shed a tear. I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did. And it's sad because it's one of those characters that you just grew up watching, and it's just sad to know that they're not here anymore. So, like I said, unfortunately, I send my condolences to the family and friends of Roddy Piper, and we lost somebody very very important in the wrestling community. So let's move from there, because that's just a sad situation, and I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about sad. There's no reason to think about sad. Let's think about anger. Let's think about angry motherfuckers who tell us that wrestling is fucking fake. Dana White commented to a wrestling fan on Twitter. Like I said, this happened a week ago. I wasn't able to address it then. I'm going to address it now, though, because frankly, I'm going to fucking just address it now. I know I'm late to the game with this, same with the Roddy Piper thing. I'm late to the game with this, but frankly, I don't care. I might as well address it right now. What's the point of waiting? I'm not waiting. I don't want to wait. I want to wait. If I were to drink this right now, all this water, I'm just going to drink all the fucking water. Why? Because I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait to finish this water. I'm going to just chug it down and piss my pants while I'm here because I don't want to wait until the podcast is done to go to the washroom. How's that sound? Huh? No? Good? Yeah, I know. But yeah, so Dana White pretty much said that wrestling is fake shit. Now, okay, listen, we understand wrestling is fake. Wrestling is fake. All of us who are smart wrestling fans understand and know wrestling is fake. We're not 6-year-old kids that are like, oh my God, he's really punching him and he's taking everything. I got to punch my friend at school and see if he can take it. We're not like that. Not anymore, at least. So I understand where he's coming from. And I understand where he's trying to tell the kid that he was talking to. It's like, oh, no, dude, it's fake. It's fake. Yes, it is fake. We understand that. But we're not eager to see people continuously being punched in the face and bleeding all out or anything. We want story progression. And I think with the UFC is that there's not really a lot of story progression. It's more along the lines of, here are two people, they want to fight, we're going to give them a shitload of money to go in there and fight. We get that. Okay, yeah, you're tough. You're a tough son of a bitch. And I guarantee a lot of wrestlers who are also wrestling, if they went into the UFC, aka Brock Lesnar, they can be tough son of a bitches too. And to prove to you that, you know what, stars can be born from a fake sport, as he wants to put it, or fake in general. But nonetheless, you know what, wrestling itself, yes, it's fake. But when you go in that ring and you start taking bumps and you start jumping off top ropes and you start like going all over the place with your competitor, it's it is real. Like, your body does take a punishment. It isn't just something that you can just go once in a while to an octagon, have a match every so 3-4 months, and then be like, oh no, yeah, that was nothing. No, wrestling is weekly. Couple days, weekly, couple days a week. You go out there, you're bashing your body around. Of course, you're going to be in pain. And like I said, it is real. When you take those bumps, it is a real bump that you take. It isn't just something simple that you just like, oh, fall, and you know how to fall. It doesn't matter if you know how to fall or no. You can still fall the wrong way and still hurt yourself pretty badly. So yes, it's fake, but in a way, it's real. So Dana White, go fuck yourself. It's just go fuck yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, so he got a lot of backlash for that, and I can understand. Wrestling fans were very passionate about wrestling. Even wrestlers in general went to Twitter and pretty much said like, "Oh yeah, fake," and they had pictures of them bleeding out from their faces like fountains at a fucking mall. But you got to take it for what it is. He says it's fake, fine. Let him think the way he wants to think. But as sport fans, we know that we rather watch story progression. We rather watch character development. We rather watch something that gives us or proves to us how physically and just capable these guys are in the ring, other than having an octagon match with a few rounds and these guys are fighting. And then 6 months down the line, they're fighting again. It's, to me, that doesn't really scream entertainment. I'm not a big UFC fan. There are a lot of UFC fans out there, and that's great. You know what? You guys like it. You guys like it. I'm not going to judge you for it. Everyone has their own. Everyone has their own preferences. A lot of people like football. I'm not a big football guy. I'm sorry. You could name me somebody in football, and I'm like, okay, I have no clue. I'm not a big in general. I'm not a heavily sports infatuated guy that I need to have literally every single stat in front of me to know or to live throughout the day, because I don't really need it. All I need is give me wrestling, and I'm good to go. Now, to be fair, people would be like, oh, it's sports. You're a guy. You should like sports. Well, I don't. That's just how it is. Soccer, I'm into. Doesn't mean I know every single player that there is on the field. Hockey, I'm okay with. Doesn't mean I know every single player that's on the ice. Football, no fucking clue. No fucking clue. Whatever. Oh, with that skin, the ball, the brown ball. Did someone just take a poop on the field? Oh, shit, that's the actual ball. Stuff like that. But Dana White, I like I said, I just don't know what to say about him. It's one of those situations that you just kind of be like, okay, whatever, your opinion. It's fake, but you don't need to start pushing that on other people and calling them idiots because they think that it's real. You know what I mean? And once again, I don't know why this ice cream truck knows every time I'm doing my fucking podcast, this ice cream truck is outside rolling like a gangster looking to shoot someone. Like, okay, like this ice cream truck is evil. I guarantee it. He knows. He's probably a fan of MOC. He's probably watching the podcast right now. He's like, oh, the motherfucker's on. Watch, I'm going to put you on by him. Raw last night. 2 weeks. The 2 week Raw before SummerSlam. I'm saying that really oddly. 2 Raws before SummerSlam? No. Yes, maybe. I don't know. There's whole talk of the WWE Championship and the United States Championship amalgamating into one title, either in a way to actually possibly retire the United States Championship, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Though the only issue I have is the fact that they're trying to do it so close when ROH actually transitioned both of their mid-card and top-card titles and gave it to Jay Lethal. All of a sudden, WWE is doing something very similar. I like the concept. Don't get me wrong. It's a way to retire a championship belt, if they're even planning on retiring the United States Championship belt. But I find it odd that they couldn't figure out another way to do this. But in the meantime, we're not really sure if it's even going to happen because of what happened to John Cena and how Seth Rollins introduced his knee to Cena's nose, just caving the whole thing. It's kind of up in the air of what's going on at SummerSlam, whether Cena is competing, whether he's not competing, whether he's going to be there, whether he's going to show his face, whether he's going to bleed all over our faces because his nose is still fucked up. But nonetheless, they have a pretty decent backup plan, whether it's Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Hey, wife. Sorry, she just walked behind me, so I'm just going to acknowledge her for that. So whether, WWE is at least trying to plan out what's going to happen, whether they want to keep Cena going in. Now, Cena's also working out. The guy is lifting weights like a motherfucker. Of course, he seems like he's ready to go. He's ready to compete. And I have water. Why are you bringing me more water? I'm going to need more water than this? You want me to pee my pants here on the chair? Oh, my God. Yes, my lovely wife. You know what? I should bring you on this someday. No? You don't want to be on? I think you do want to be on. You're just being difficult now. I'm just going back and forth with my wife. But yeah, for SummerSlam, so it's still up in the air of what exactly is going to happen with the WWE title. It's good to see that they're really pushing Rollins, but it's really different to see him being portrayed as an individual. One who can lose, two who's still even when he loses or when he actually is finished a match, he can still stand, put his chin high and be like, yeah, you know what, I still came out on top. I like him for that because it's a heel character. Though the whole transition with him and Authority and pretty much saying that he doesn't need Authority, it just screams to me that he's going to get screwed over at SummerSlam. So whoever he's facing, I say that Rollins is going to lose at SummerSlam because the Triple H angle, the Authority angle has to start taking a shift because there's just so much that Triple H can do to hype the guy up, to make him be like, no, you got to go out there, you got to do this, you got to win. Following when Rollins pretty much said, oh, I don't need Authority, I don't care what they think, I don't need this. Obviously, he keeps identifying himself as top tier or better than the Authority. Well, I think at this point in time, it's more along the lines of, you know what? Fuck you. You say you're better than me over and over again. I give you these challenges. You somehow come out of them being lucky. I'm going to fucking cost you the belt. And then from there, obviously, builds to Rollins and Triple H, and God knows how long that's going to build for. We're not really sure. But you know what? That's what I see for SummerSlam. I don't really see Rollins coming out the winner again, because usually for SummerSlam, second biggest pay-per-view of the year, now it's a 4-hour event. You got to have something there to shock people, and I think that this is one aspect that's going to shock people is Rollins loses the championship, Triple H at another SummerSlam attacks a competitor like he did to Daniel Bryan, and that just begins that. And you know what? Whether it's Randy Orton, whether it's Sheamus, or whether Randy Orton does win and then Sheamus cashes it in and takes it off Randy Orton, you never know. But I still feel that with the Raw segment between Orton and Sheamus and Rollins, those two are somehow going to be involved in the main event, because at this point in time, they really don't have anything going into SummerSlam unless Cena can fight, goes after Rollins, and then Orton and Sheamus, for the 100th fucking time, goes at it again. These guys have continuous feuds. It's just like Orton and Cena. It's always continuous feuds, match after match after match after match. There's only so much I can take. Please, stop it. And speaking of how much I can take, what is the purpose of having these three stabled women? Okay, we have Team Bad with Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Tamina. We have Team Bella with the Bellas and Alicia Fox, because she's not the odd one out. And then we have the submission sorority. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I can't say that. I can't say submission sorority because WWE completely destroyed that and said, no. That can never be used on our program again, because they failed to actually put that in a Google search and failed to understand that when you write that stuff in, naughty things come up. Yeah, no, not something that they wanted to do, but unfortunately, it happens. It happens, and just as fast as that name came into realization, it went out faster than fucking Flash on fucking heroin. Okay, that's how fast it went out. Just like Hulk Hogan when when his racial slurs came out, WWE's like, nope, we don't know this guy. This guy just came in with us. We don't know. No, he's competent, man. He's ketchup and mustard, man. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, so it's really when it comes to the three stables, or just in general, the divas, they have to pinpoint or pin every single diva that's been competing against each other over and over and over again. And I understand you're trying to build up the diva division. You bring in 3 new divas. You're going to start pushing them to do this whole diva revolution thing. And yes, I will say the caliber of matches have gotten better. They have generated more buzz. Yes, now all of a sudden we're seeing 2 diva matches a show, where before we only saw 1, and the 1 diva match that we saw was not even a minute or 2 minutes. So they're giving more time. And I'm not going to lie, yes, the matches that they're giving us is better quality. We see more benefit in them. But I just don't see benefit of continuously pinning the same divas over and over and over and over and over again, because it just loses that momentum.
Yes,
now,
it does.
Just like my wife says, yes, it does. But then there's talks of Ronda Rousey coming to the WWE following her UFC just career.
She'll break them.
Exactly. Like, she will break them. There is no purpose for Ronda Rousey to come in. Like, there's no... How believable can it be for a woman who is considered the most dangerous, most fucking crazy woman in the world, going up in a match, literally 10 seconds, 12 seconds, 20 seconds in, she'll win over and over again? How realistic is it to bring her to WWE and actually fight these women? I don't think she's going to survive in any way, shape, or form. Not Ronda. I mean, anyone who faces her will not survive in any way, shape, or form, because I feel that WWE, as they've done plenty of times, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again, they'll just change her. They'll bring in this crazy athletic individual that can kick anyone's ass, and within a span of a month or two, will turn into, oh my God, let's do a pillow fight. That's exactly, you know what, you're not going to have a match. You're not going to have a match. You're going to have a pillow fight. You're like, really? What? No, it's not going to happen. So, you know, it's just funny because I can't really make it believable that Ronda Rousey can actually come into the WWE and completely have a full-blown match with these women. Because in my opinion, the matches, if she was really fighting in these matches, would not last for nowhere near a minute. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not trying to downgrade the WWE Divas. They're just not at the bar that Ronda Rousey is at. Though, I will say, if she does come in, you know what? It's like a Brock Lesnar thing where you have part-time status for a shit ton of money. And it's because of the name. You sell the name. And she's worked her way to a point that she has such a huge name that no matter what, you put her on a card, yeah, you're going to have a crazy reaction about people being like, I got to buy tickets. Ronda Rousey's on there. Brock Lesnar's on there. Undertaker's on there. Like, oh my God, yeah, look at all these stars. So they're seat sellers. And that's exactly what it is. It's seat sellers. And the benefit about that is you get the right to jack up the prices in the seats and people will buy it. Why? Because that's what we do. We'll buy it. We'll buy anything. You give us a number and a seat and give us all of these crazy stars and we're like, I'm going. I have to go. By the way, did you guys notice that following the submission sorority, that Paige, Charlotte, and Becky are now called PCB? Sounds like PCP, so we're all good. So instead of actually going to the submission sorority and searching online, submission sorority, and getting these naughty things, you might as well do PCB. And if you misspell it by PCP, you're going to just get drugs. So porn and drugs. WWE has no idea of what to call these women because apparently every other which way that they call them, it's just going to go to either porn or drugs. That's how it is. It's a perfect example. Submission sorority or PCP. You pick. Oh, man, but it's also hilarious. The one thing that I kind of find annoying, and I understand, WWE wants to get rid of this whole AJ Lee phase. They want to get rid of her name. They don't want her to be in the record book. So they're going to keep the belt on Nikki Bella for God knows how many days to break AJ's streak. And I understand the purpose of that. Don't get me wrong, I do. Because I guarantee they'll do the same thing with CM Punk, or I think they already have. I'm not really sure. I really don't give a crap. But with the whole AJ Lee thing, it's like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, at least have her defending the belt over and over and over again. And she did for a little bit, but from now, it just looks like she's just going out there, having the matches, doing whatever, and doing nothing. I still love how the old 30-day defending clause is no longer in the WWE. It's one of those moments that WWE's like, they just MIB us, saying that, like, nope, that never happened. That was never there. You were actually out buying tomatoes. That was never there. So it's like, no, 30-day clause was there. It was in their contracts, and now it's not. What happened? What happened, WWE? And they just shake their head, be like, nope, never happened. Never happened. It's like a Kevin Dunn moment. Nope, never happened. Nope, you're fat. Didn't happen. And speaking of that, obviously on Raw, we saw a little segment between Orton, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins, and Cesaro also, and Orton called Kevin Owens fat, a little fatty, a little fat. Not like that. He just said that he's gaining weight. But then we find out that's from Kevin Dunn. And, Kevin Dunn is literally Vince McMahon's anal plug. Like it's all I can call him, really, because the guy will only think what Vince McMahon thinks. And I understand Vince McMahon he's still stuck in those days where if you're a wrestler, you have to be a big guy, muscular, wide, and capable of fucking lifting a building and moving anywhere else that you need. But nowadays, we've transitioned away from that. Nowadays, we have smaller guys, more agile, do a lot of crazy shit in the ring. And now Kevin Owens comes in, who does not match any of those actual figures, and he's a bigger guy. He's a heavier guy, yet he can still move like a smaller guy in the ring. And Kevin Dunn apparently doesn't like it. There are people in WWE that like him, people in WWE that don't, and that's understandable. You know what? They're just like fans. We like some guys, some other fans like some other guys. But at this point in time, it's like Kevin Owens has been so over. He's beaten John Cena clean. And his first match, by the way, 2 months in, he's won the NXT Championship. Yes, he lost to the Japanese or the Japan show, but still, it's like the guy is still well known. The guy is still capable of maneuvering in that ring. That's keeping all of us entertained as fuck whenever we watch him. What is the point of you bad-mouthing the guy or putting him down or trying to make him continuously lose so he looks weak? There's no reason to that. There's no back logic to that. Just because the guy doesn't look what a wrestler should look like. But you know what, though? That's the connection that he has with fans. He doesn't look like what a wrestler should look like. He looks like somebody else. He looks like new. He connects to those fans because some fans do look like that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just another way to connect to the fans. And that's one thing that Kevin Owens has. And yes, his personality is very different. He's a soft-spoken individual, but that soft-spoken individual is very witty when it comes to actually bad-mouthing another person. And WWE can work with that, because WWE knows and can see, okay, there's something in this guy. But Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon doesn't. You know, there's a reason why Triple H brought in Kevin Owens. There's a reason why Triple H said, you know what, you're going to beat Cena, you're going to go with this, you're going to do that. And now, all of a sudden, it's more along the lines of, okay, well, you're fat, so we're going to keep you losing matches. And at SummerSlam, you're going to face Cesaro and lose against him because he's a better-looking guy than you. You know, just that's pretty much how it is. And if that happens that way, where he does go to SummerSlam against Cesaro and loses against Cesaro, first and foremost, good, because Cesaro needs a big push right now because of his age. But two, it's like, okay, but now again, you're making him look weak for no real purpose. What is the reason for him to look weak? But nonetheless, those two will deliver. That is, if the whole issue with John Cena comes forth or no. We don't know if he's coming back. We don't know. We don't know if he's going to be coming back or if he's going to be staying at home holding his nose, hoping he doesn't shit out of it. I don't fucking know. So the guy looked bad. Oh, that video, it makes you cringe every time you see it because you just look at his nose. You're like, this is not right. Your nose should not be that far to the left or right. Right? Because it got broken to the right. To the right, yeah. To the right. Go to the right. I don't know what that. No fucking idea what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, speaking of not right. Okay, so Ryback made his return on Raw. Are you all happy? Huh? He's gonna Feed Me More is back. He's gonna eat all of your anger, all of your aggression, your frustration over everyone. He's gonna eat it. He's gonna devour it. He's gonna shit it on out at the actual ring and wipe it around. He's gonna take it and start throwing it at people, little children in the audience. You like that? Do you like him feeding you more or feeding him more and then throwing his more on your face? I don't think so. Listen, the Intercontinental Championship feud, it's in no way, shape, or form interests me. I've said it several times. You have three of the worst guys on there. Miz, Ryback, and Big Show. And you know it's bad. You know it's bad when in your own head, you're like, man, I hope Miz wins out of all of them. That's how bad it is. There's nothing in there that screams, oh my God, this match is going to be absolutely amazing. Because it's not. And no, it's not. No, there's nothing in that ball that I fucking want. All I want now is for Miz to win, and that's not what I want. I don't want Miz to win, but you were putting me in a position where Miz is the only viable option to win because out of all the characters that we have on there, he is the most deeply entranced character in the WWE. He is the one character that can get a reaction from the audience. Yes, we have the Feed Me More. Yes, we have Daniel Bryan, obviously with Ryback, because obviously babyface need to stick together. But other than that, other than the connection between Daniel Bryan and Ryback, I have no other draw there for Ryback. Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, okay, he's okay in the ring. He's not the worst in the ring. He can keep a match interesting at least. But it's not what I want as a champion. He hasn't developed yet for me to call him a decent champion. When he won the Intercontinental Championship, I was in my head, I'm like, really? Like, this is the guy that won the belt. I thought it would have, to be honest, I actually wouldn't have mind Miz winning the belt because Miz actually has a great personality, has a great heel personality that people just want him, just want to slap the guy. And that's what a heel is. When you have a character that you're so adapted in, even though you're dressed as a confused, cross-dressing nun, or as Big Show called him, a cross-dressing Jedi, it's perfectly fine, which, by the way, it's a pretty good rendition, cross-dressing Jedi. But he's the only one that can really keep that belt, get us to have a reaction towards him because he's just that great of a heel. That great of a character. He's really into that character. Yes, he uses his film status. You know, he's going to be in Santa's Little Helper coming out in Christmas on DVD and Blu-ray, but he's so into it that you're like, oh my God, we know it's going to be a crap movie. He obviously knows it's going to be a crap movie, but in his head, he's the best. In his head, he deserves Emmy nominations. He deserves awards, deserves people being on their knees, being like, we're not worthy, but you're not Paul Heyman, Miz. We do that to Paul Heyman because the guy goes out there, delivers a promo, and literally all of us are falling on our back because we're dead. We're surprised because we're exhausted just listening to the promo. When it comes to Miz, I can't take his face. His face. Oh God, my eyes twitching. Oh, but it was horrible. It's just a horrible feud to put all these guys in together. And you kind of question now with Big Show saying that, you know, because initially when he went on a Raw, everyone was like, oh, retire. And he pretty much screams out, give me somebody to retire me. And Ryback comes out. And then you kind of question your head, will Ryback be the reasoning why Big Show retires? Big Show's an older guy. He's been in the business for a long time. He has had a very successful career. I'm not going to lie. Not the most long-lasting of champions. But nonetheless, he's had a pretty decent career, spanning from WCW, spanning from the Attitude Era. The guy's been through it. He's been in the NWO. You know, he cost his debut in WWE, cost Vince McMahon a cage match with Steve Austin. You know, there's a lot of things that he's been involved in. But I just think now is the time to go. Because other than the match we saw against Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules, I haven't been impressed with the guy. That Roman Reigns match at Extreme Rules was actually pretty decent, but mainly because of Roman Reigns. He actually stepped up his game. He was able to drive the match and keep the match going. But as for Big Show, I haven't really been over the top excited to see him. You know, he doesn't scream, give him a singles championship. He doesn't scream, oh my God, he is amazing. He just screams, oh my God, you're gonna cry on my ring. That's all it is, because that 1 year where all it was him crying, and you're like, oh, his character is dead. His character is dead. Okay, dead, like dead can never be. Dead. And you know what? Reverting back to the Divas, let me talk to you about dead. They had PCB. Gotta be careful there. It's not drugs. On commentary on Raw. Okay, you know. Commentary is bad. And take this in, okay? Understand what I'm saying, and I'll say it slow. You know, commentary is bad when you get more enjoyment from Michael Cole than anyone else. That is how bad it was. They didn't say anything. Even when they had questions being directed towards them, they were like, oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, I know I'm the best. Oh, thank you, yeah. That's it. I'm like, say more, please. Paige tried to say a little bit more. Paige tried to actually be somewhat entertaining, but it still didn't work. My eyes twitching again. All I gotta say is if you're gonna put somebody on commentary, please just put Titus O'Neil on. Titus O'Neil is the one guy on commentary that I actually find extremely entertaining. He knows how to call a match, and even calls out JBL and Michael Cole for not calling the match. Can we just have him on there full time, please? Can we just get rid of JBL and Michael Cole altogether? Byron, that's not a fucking name, by the way. Saxon, he's still there. Okay, it's fine. He can be the guy who does a little quotes here and there that literally doesn't mean anything to anyone. But other than that, please just replace JBL and Cole. I'm sick and tired of listening to them arguing. I'm sick and tired of listening to them going back and forth like two old wenches who don't know what the hell, or the difference between left and right is, or don't know where Country Kitchen Buffet is. Like, seriously, just fuck off. Fuck off. And another fuck off moment is the Rusev thing. Okay. Rusev, when he first came into WWE, was a powerhouse. You looked at the guy and you knew that this guy, you put him in the ring, he's going to be a powerhouse of a character and kicking anyone's ass. And he went off with a great winning spree. As Undertaker said, streaks are meant to be broken. So eventually he lost. John Cena. No surprise. But then since losing to that, since losing Lana, since going with his new Summer Rae gimmick, and on and on and on, I've grown really bored of Rusev. And it's not that the guy cannot compete in the ring. The guy can compete in the ring. He can keep up with the best of them. the whole story with them, like Summer Rae and Lana, I cannot get behind that. Why? Because they're not real wrestlers. Everyone has always told me Summer Rae is actually pretty good at NXT. She had great matches. I haven't seen one fucking match that I was like, wow, Summer Rae is actually pretty good. Not one. And if you guys want to reference one match where I actually looked at that and was like, okay, wow, that's not bad, I haven't seen one. So please, feel free. Send me a link. Send me a match so I can see what the hell people are talking about. Because all I've seen is nothing but a bimbo blonde who goes out there and does, hey, Rusev. Oh my God, Rusev. I'm so happy, Rusev. I'm going to clap my hands. Oh my God, it's cold dead fish. I'm so happy. That's how it is. Like, I cannot take Summer Rae. I can't take her talking. As a matter of fact, she's one person that I'd rather take a stapler and staple her mouth shut. I can't take her looks. And to be honest with you, even when she was with Fandango, I rather looked at Fandango than her. I'm like, okay, no, just go away, lady. She's a twig, okay? She's a twig. That's what WWE likes in women, is to be fucking twigs. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Just bring in a tree trunk for once in a while. Awesome Kong. What the hell was her name in WWE? I forgot what her name was in WWE. But nonetheless, Karma, she was a tree trunk. She can fucking kill anyone or any diva. But what happened to her? She left. I think she had a baby or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But unfortunately, she left. Beth Phoenix was another one that I was like, okay, she looks like she can kick somebody's ass. She's not there. She's left because she wanted to have a child, or she was pregnant at the time. Anyways, I'm not going to get back into divas. I'm done with them. And as for Rusev, you know what? It depends on where this goes. Obviously, we're going to have Ziggler coming back. We don't know if he's going to come back at SummerSlam. Apparently, what Lana says is that he's going to be coming back after SummerSlam, but he was already part of a live event that happened today or a couple of days ago. So obviously, he's back and ready to compete, which is no surprise because he's just doing a film right now with our good old buddy, the demon or the Satan's favorite demon, Kane, which is like a movie about cops. I have no fucking idea. 642. Okay, that's what the movie is, and frankly, I have no idea what the fuck it's about, and I really don't care. I don't care. I don't. Do you care? I don't care. If you care, then that's great. I don't care. that's that. I don't care. There are very limited WWE studio movies that I've ever cared about. To be honest with you, I don't even remember one. So there are none that I cared about. People have to keep telling me to see No Evil. That apparently that was a good one with Kane. And I'm like, okay, well, I may give that one a try if that ever is anywhere and I'm not doing anything and I frankly don't want to move. I'll put that on to see if that is pretty good. But other than that, there's nothing else. Oculus, I believe. I think that was the mirror one. There's a mirror one that they did. That one was pretty decent. I didn't mind that one. But other than that, I haven't really heard anything from WB Studios that had been over the ball amazing to watch. Amazeballs that I have to watch. I will be amazed if one of these days that a movie from WWE Studios gets nominated for any type of award. I would be amazed. Absolutely amazed. You know what amazes me, though? A while back, when the WWE app came out, every single fucking day, or I'm sorry, every single week, almost every single hour or hour and a half, we would have Michael Cole give us directions on how to download a fucking app on a phone. Does he not know, like, the year? Does he not know that this has been around for years now? That if you do not know how to download an app on your phone, then just don't do it. That's just how it is. Just don't do it. It was ridiculous over and over again. Well, this is how you download the WWE app. Let me show you how to download it on Apple. Oh my God, not Apple. Oh, no, don't worry. We're going to download it on Android. Oh my God, he's downloading it on Android. I'm so excited. This is like the highlight of my night. But now, thankfully that stopped. But now we have something even more annoying. It's not enough that you can tell us that the pay-per-view networks will charge us $59.99 for a pay-per-view, then $9.99 for a WB network, which, by the way, in Canada is $11.99. So don't, you're fucking lying to me already. JBL now has the decency of holding up cue cards to show us that price because we don't even fucking understand what the hell he's saying, apparently, which I can understand because they suck. They suck at commentary. But what are we going to do now? We're gonna give you cue cards. We're gonna give you cue cards that say pay-per-view $59.99. Throw that cue card away. But pay-per-view from WWE Network, $9.99. Like, oh my god, that cue card has called to me. My that cue card has told me to get the WWE Network because now I see it. I see the price, the change in price. I have to buy it. Because before, when I heard $59.99 and $9.99, I just thought it was the same fucking thing. So I love that. I love how they incorporate cue cards now because they think we're so dumb that we can't understand the purpose or the difference between $59.99 and $9.99. Let's fucking show you for the visual learners out there. Fuck you. Fuck you. And I swear to God, if you ever come to me one day, if you have one Raw where you put the cue cards and the fucking downloading the app in the same goddamn segment, I'm going to freak out. I will throw something at my TV and it will be a cat. I don't give a crap how fat it is or if I break my TV. It will be a cat thrown at my TV out of the anger I have for WWE for putting that shit on there. I can tell the difference between $59.99 and $9.99. And for those who cannot tell the difference between that, they're not old enough to buy the fucking WWE Network, okay? So you don't need to show children these numbers unless you're trying to teach them. And if you're trying to teach them, then go fuck yourself because this is not a child's show, okay? We're not here to teach them how to fucking read or learn numbers. We're here to teach them how to throw punches. Punches. That's all I'm going for. But I find that ridiculous. I absolutely find that ridiculous. It's going to continue for a bit. I guarantee it. The WWE app thing continued for like fucking weeks on end, months close to. I guarantee this will continue. This will keep continuing because WWE just likes to fucking keep doing that. There's not a one-time thing. If we give you one match and you like it, we're going to give you that same match 5 weeks in a fucking row. Why? Why? Please tell me why. Why? No other reasons why. You just want to do it because you dick us around. Lazy creative booking, because that's exactly what happens sometimes with WWE. You get lazy creative booking, where if somebody likes this match on Raw, they'll replay it on SmackDown. Somebody likes the match on SmackDown, they'll replay it on Raw. Why not? Why not? Why fucking not? God, I'm angry. Now, finally last night, we saw a segment involving Neville, Stardust, and Stephen Amell, Mr. Green Arrow himself, for a show I have yet to watch on television. I'm really behind on shows. My wife and I are just catching up on Lost, and we're just catching up on. We're on season 5 of 6. Okay, we haven't even finished it yet, so I'm really behind. I haven't watched Arrow. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. We haven't watched any of that, so we're really behind. But nonetheless, he was there. And Stardust and him finally got face to face. And to everyone's surprise, even myself, Amell fucking just bounced from the audience ring, like ringside audience, just on the apron and then inside and kicking Stardust's ass. And you gotta really think to yourself, be like, man, if a movie star or a show star or a TV star can do this to a wrestler, this isn't real. This isn't real. But no, you have to. It isn't real. But the cool thing about it though is that, obviously, you're looking towards this as being an angle on SummerSlam because now all of a sudden Amell wants to fight at SummerSlam and wants to fight Bad News Barrett and Stardust. And yes, Bad News Barrett is somehow involved in this feud now because Neville was fighting Barrett, and somehow when the match was going on, Stardust came out after Neville got a win and attacked Neville, and then Barrett sat at ringside and was like, I wonder if I should get involved in this. Didn't do anything. And then Stardust went to Amell, pushed him back on his seat as a little bitch. And then Amell came in, bouncing like a little jackrabbit, and started attacking Stardust, which he retreated. And Barrett was holding him back and being like, no, buddy, you're fine, and yelled. We started to yell at Neville, and was starting to yell at Amell. And now Barrett is part of this feud. Barrett has introduced himself into this feud. Hasn't done anything else creative. Because frankly, King Barrett's gimmick itself is dying. It's pretty much dead already in the water, floating. Not even floating. As a matter of fact, it's already sinking. So we need to end this, but apparently it's not being ended. It's still going. It's still going on. That's fine. You want to continue? You want to continue the King Barrett gimmick? That's fine. Continue it. But understand, I'm going to have a smile by being very angry because the Bad News gimmick was much better, much more entertaining than this stupid King gimmick. I still think that the King of the Ring should actually come out being, it should be different. Not just a gimmick change in general. I think that when you win the King of the Ring tournament, you get a championship belt. that King of the Ring championship belt that you can exchange at any point in time to have a chance at the WWE championship. Why can we not have that? I understand it's very similar to the X Division title in TNA. I understand that. But what's the difference? You're not TNA, you're WWE. It's a different route you can go with the King of the Ring tournament. And it's different because you have Money in the Bank, which you can cash in that case at any point in time. Surprise, here I am. Here's the case. I want to fight. You have the Royal Rumble. If you win that, it's a guaranteed spot at WrestleMania main event. Okay, perfect, great. Guaranteed spot. Don't fight for the fucking spot because then you make it worthless. It's a guaranteed spot. And then King of the Ring. You win that, you get a championship belt. You have to hand in that championship belt and plan for a match at any pay-per-view, exempting WrestleMania. Why can't we do that? Well, like, what is so hard to understand? The King of the Ring gimmick, the tournament, can be a bigger thing if they allow it. If they actually say, okay, listen, this is one way we can go with the King of the Ring tournament. Why don't we go that way? No clue. No clue. But it's creative. And they said, you're going to win the King of the Ring. You're going to go out there. You're going to fight a guy who's dressed in garbage, who's also King Truth. And then from there, we're going to just put you wherever. You're just going to be randomly put in the feuds. Oh, I have very, very limited attention when it comes to gimmicks like that. I don't know. I don't know if I should really be behind it. I don't know if I should be, oh my God, this is just wicked. I don't know. Because the less WB shows attention to the actual gimmick, the less I want to show attention to the gimmick. Because it's true. If they see no potential in it, why should I see potential in it? It goes to the same, like, it's the same thing for any character in WWE. If WWE doesn't see potential in them, why should I see potential in them? But Cesaro is very different. I will point out Cesaro because all of a sudden Steve Austin podcast comes up. Cesaro has always been one of those guys that he's just amazing in the ring. Steve Austin podcast comes up with Vince McMahon. Cesaro comes up. All of a sudden, he's getting that push. All of a sudden, he's getting that attention. Why? Because he's that good. The guy, all of a sudden, goes into the ring, has no reaction. After that, goes to the ring, has a huge reaction, having fans handing out thousands of Cesaro section signs. Not WWE, fans. And it tells you how over the guy is. So it wouldn't surprise me if he actually wins a championship or the Royal Rumble next time or next year. That's one can only hope. That's all I gotta say. Now, with hope, let's talk about Wyatt and Roman Reigns. The feud that's been going on for a couple of weeks. Not bad. You know, Wyatt's always a good mindfuck feud. It's good to see him kind of fuck with the mind sometimes. But now we're getting Dean Ambrose involved. And the storyline goes that Dean and Roman are such family, such brothers, that they know each other so well, and that Wyatt and Harper, they wouldn't even protect one another for anything, or Wyatt wouldn't protect Harper for nothing. You know what kills me? And it's an obvious point. Maybe it's an obvious point, but I'm just going by my opinion. WWE focuses so much on the brotherhood bond between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Okay, that's good. It only tells me that at SummerSlam, those two are going to split. Those two are going to have their differences, and they're going to go their own ways. And Ambrose is going to team up with the Wyatts. That's the only thing I can see happening. When you focus so much on family, on friends, and how we're so close together, the more and more you focus on that, the more of a surprise, well, not really a surprise, but the more of a shock it'll be at SummerSlam when they split up. Because in your head, you're like, but I thought you guys were so close as a family. I thought you guys were so close as brothers. Now, to the intelligent wrestling fans, we can see the subplot to that. To other wrestling fans, they can see, oh my God, they're never going to break up. Now, to be fair, it probably won't happen. It may happen. It's a 50-50 chance. But for me, that's my opinion, because that's how I see it. When you focus on something so frequently, so often, you're going to get that type of surprise. They split. They were never that close anyways. Oh my God, no, that can't be. That cannot be. And all of a sudden, Dean Ambrose goes with the Wyatts, because there's always been rumors of a third member of the Wyatts ever since Eric Rowan got injured on his shoulder. And to be fair, I was actually okay with Stardust going on the Wyatts. You got to think of it this way. Stardust is a character that's out there. You can look at the Fireflies when you come out of the entrance for Bray Wyatt, and all of a sudden you can see Stardust being like, oh my God, the Fireflies are actually cosmic stars. They explode. stuff like that. It'll work. It would work. As a matter of fact, I think it would work, and it would give a new dynamic to the Stardust character. Though right now he's stuck fighting the Green Arrow. And by the way, I just found out, because like I said, I don't follow Arrow, I don't follow Green Arrow or anything. The Arrow sidekick on the show is Red Arrow. So happened Neville, in his finishing move, is known as the Red Arrow. So now we have Red Arrow versus Green Arrow. Is Neville going to be changed into the Red Arrow? Is his name going to be changed? Is he going to be Neville, the Red Arrow? Stuff like that. I really hope not. I really hope not. Anyway, let's go back to Bray and Roman Reigns. So yeah, like I said, for me, the connection that they're really trying to focus on the family and friends, and oh my God, we love each other so much. We know each other so well. I know what room temperature I know what temperature he wants his coffee, water, and everything at. That's great. That really is. That's good that he wants his beer ice cold. It's good that he wants his water at room temperature. That's all you fucking got. That's all you fucking got. Is all I can say. It's all I can really say. And apparently on Raw too. Previously we had Sheamus and Alicia Fox. They were not cleared to compete due to concussions. Now, unfortunately, they were able to compete on Raw. The thing that with Sheamus, though, that kind of got me is during his promo and during his moment at the end there when he appeared to almost cash in the Money in the Bank, he seemed stumbly. During his interview, there was one moment where even JoJo was like, Sheamus, are you okay? Because you don't understand what the hell he's saying. And I was kind of wondering if they're going to play this concussion gimmick up and maybe kind of make him kind of get really screwed up or something. And that's one of the reasons why he either fails to cash in the Money in the Bank successfully. He blames concussions or something like that. I don't know if they'd be playing. I don't know if WWE would play with that type of storyline, but it just seemed a little odd to me. I don't know if it was just his character, because there's many times when Sheamus talks, one, you don't know what the hell he's saying, and two, he just babbles on and laughs randomly anyway. So you're pretty much like, okay, you're pretty much a psycho anyhow. So maybe you don't have a concussion. You're just fucking odd. I don't blame them. Sheamus is very fucking odd. Sheamus is an odd little duckling. What else did I want to talk about? We had the Paige interview last week. To be honest with you, I didn't stay up for it, because there's a point where I'm like, okay, I don't care. Like, you are just 23 years old. Like, how much experience can you get? And don't get me wrong, I was surprised to find out that she has at least 10 years of experience in the WWE or in the wrestling industry in general, because of her family. And you know what? It was really interesting to find out that she has scoliosis too, and the fact that she's not doing yoga or stretching that much. So please do yoga and stretch. It's very beneficial for you. But yeah, it's I don't know. The Steve Austin podcast, it was good. You know what? You can never go wrong with the Steve Austin podcast. It was just Paige. And it's not that I had a negative opinion going into it. It was more along the lines of like, what really can she talk about? Like I said, there was some interesting points in there about her family, about how like she got hit by a car and pretty much the same night or the next day, her dad was having her put up and take down rings. And it shows that she has the passion for the business, and that's good and all. But I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. And you know what I'm also not a big fan of? WWE 2K16. Let me actually start that over. I am a big fan of the game coming out. What I'm not a big fan of how 2K is trying to take credit for being like, oh, we listen to our fans. Look how much stuff we're putting in the game right now because we listen to our fans. Let me tell you something, fuckheads. WWE, I can't even fucking talk. 2K15, when you released that, you stripped that game to pretty much nothing. It had some features in there, had some matches in there. You had a career mode that, in my opinion, could have been a ton more better. And for some reason, you had a weird thing on there saying that you either have to defend the championship that you won, or you have to fight this guy and lose a championship. How the fuck does that make any sense in any way, shape, or form? Then you have WWE Universe mode that you can only go up to a year and pretty much it restarts itself. Huh? What? No, that's not how that works. You stripped so much out of it that you know what came with the game previously, that next year comes around, which is this year, and you're saying, oh, we're putting in this, we're putting in this, we're putting in this. Fans are like, oh my God, they're listening to their fans. This is awesome. They're putting this in, they're putting this in. In my head, I'm like, no, you're not fucking listening to us. You're putting in what was already in the game, and you're making it seem as if you were the ones who are listening to the fans. You're not listening to the fans at all. You just took a game, or what was it, WK14 or whatever the hell the last one was that 2K didn't actually have a hand in, because I know when 2K bought THQ actually still went with the one game for the 1 year, but they had a shitload of stuff in there. So it just kills me kills me that 2K is like, oh yeah, we put this in, we listen to our fans. Fuck you. You don't listen to our fans. You're just putting in what was in the game already. That's all I gotta say. I will say though, it is a pretty looking game. We have the largest roster ever to be in a game, which is like 140 guys or something like that, or 140 talents in general. And yes, there are divas in the game now too. Hopefully, better facial structure than the WTK15, because 2K15 was the worst looking divas I've ever seen in a game. So hopefully that's somewhat improved just in general. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Terminator in the game though. I've said this before, it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to pre-order. I don't need a robot to be punching Dean Ambrose in the face. I don't need a robot to like kick The Rock's ass or Stone Cold Steve Austin's ass. It makes me scratch my head. I don't get it. I don't get the point, the draw, the want to have Terminator on there. Arnie, no, you don't belong in my wrestling game. You know what? If you were on there, if you were downloadable content that was for free, I'll get you. But you're not the reason or the purpose for me to go out to actually pre-order the game. Now, if my lovely wife decides to pre-order the game for me for my birthday, which I have no problem with. Hi, honey. I have no problem with. That's fine. I'll still play it. But if I was spending my own money, I wouldn't do it. that's how it is. I wouldn't do it. Yeah, really. I wouldn't do it. Oh, I'm not getting that game pre-ordered. But no, apparently IGN is coming out every Monday. They're going to be coming out with updated list of rosters. So every Monday they're going to be releasing videos, screenshots, new characters and stuff like that, which is going to be pretty cool. Remember to check out www.MindofCarnage.com. I'll have the list or updated list there. Feel free to even go to IGN.com and see it there too. Those guys pretty much will have it up right away, just in case I don't have time to put it on MindofCarnage.com, because I am doing that website alone and sometimes I just don't have time. You know what? You got to juggle work, you got to juggle personal life, and you got to juggle entertainment. And frankly, I put MOC pretty much before everything else. So we'll go from there. One exciting thing coming up, obviously, next weekend is NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which is sold out. Completely sold out. 13,000 seats already filled. It's amazing that NXT can actually fill this out. And it was really interesting to read or actually report an article today about how or why Triple H actually developed NXT. It was the whole concept of now the wrestling world has two types of different audiences. We have the PG rated, we have the other audience that wants more action, more story based, but not so PG rated. And that's exactly why Triple H created NXT, is because he wanted to appeal to that actual audience. He wanted to get that different type of age bracket to come back to WWE, because they understand WWE audience, just in general, WWE audience are very, the minority is children, it's older adults, but the demographic there for the younger, the teenage adults, we didn't have that. So that's what the NXT was intended for. And it's great that it came out, because it's working very well, actually. And the cool thing about NXT is that we just have that feel of the Attitude Era again. We have that feel of just an exciting show. We want to see an exciting show. And NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, I guarantee, will be a fucking exciting show. Whoever's going there, fuck you. I know our Levels of Wrestling guy, Craig, is actually going there, so make sure to check out from him. He's going to be handing out business cards and stuff like that. Make sure to check it out from him. Get a picture with him. Get a selfie with Craig. Share it with Mind of Carnage, Levels of Wrestling, Wrestle Addict, rambling about wrestling, just saying girls. We're going to share. We're going to share that shit, because if you find him, you gotta go to him. He's a genetic freak, okay? He's 6'5". You're going to find the guy. He's not that hard to find. Sorry, Craig. You're a genetic freak, dude. But no, so it's 13,000 seats filled. It's going to be loud as hell. Uha Nation is going to debut with his new name, Apollo Crews. Just couldn't think of any other name for him. So Apollo Crews. We don't know who he's going to be fighting yet, but obviously he's going to win. It's his debut. There's no reason for him to lose, because if you lose, you're pretty much just killing your momentum right there on your debut. So it's going to be stupid if they make him lose. And the other exciting thing is Jushin Thunder Liger is coming to fight Tyler Breeze. And it's kind of cool, because now we're seeing NXT start developing these type of connections between New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know, from my understanding, there's going to be a meeting relatively soon between WWE and WWN, which is a parent company to Evolve Wrestling. So I know Paul Heyman is actually working to get some things moving on that, and it's kind of exciting to see that we're starting to get this kind of integration with the indies, because there's a lot of great talents in the indies, and WWE doesn't uphold to those guys obviously because they want to keep everything internally. But if we can start building that up, if we can start getting different promotions coming in, different talents coming in, it's going to be a great opportunity for WWE, and I think it's a very smart move if that's the case. But we'll see where that goes now. We'll see how far that goes. And I know Heyman's trying to get a very well-known booker. Oh, Gabe something. I completely forgot his name, unfortunately, or his last name, but he's started with Gabe. I'm pretty sure you heavy hardcore fans know who I'm talking about. But he's trying to get him to actually come to the WWE, and I think that's a great thing that he should, because he is a very well-known booker, which apparently I can't remember the last name of. So that shows you I don't remember everything. Tough Enough is on today, and I frankly couldn't give a shit. Total Divas is on today. I frankly couldn't give a shit. And yeah, that's pretty much all I really wanted to cover when it came to just Raw in general and WWE now. We do have some fan questions, and one fan who, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, make sure to follow him. He's a fucking awesome guy. At Mick Heel Ryan, who is a great guy, and I give a shout out to that guy. Mick is awesome. But he has a question, or he has three actually, because one just won't do it for him. What do you think is the eventual outcome of the Divas angle? What's the end game they have planned, do you think? Well, it's prostitutes. There we go. In the end, they become prostitutes. They don't do anything. In the end, they come out, they ask for money, and people from the audience go home with them. Just like Sunny, the Hall of Famer. She pays for sex. Or she has people pay her for sex. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Yeah. So it's going to turn out that way. No, I actually right now, I think what they're trying to do at the moment is that they're really trying to develop the Divas alone. Sorry, the Divas as pretty much like a whole cohesive unit. It's not a problem. You know, I see that at the end, they're obviously going to split all of them up, get rid of all of these stables, and start developing each character individually, obviously having multiple storylines within the shows, because right now they are giving them the time. They are giving them dual matches every single show. So if you start splitting those Divas up, either tags, you don't need to do the stable or the three women stable. You can keep it if you want. It's not a problem. But I do think that a majority, or sooner or later, they are going to be starting to split them up and focusing on singles competition and pretty much character development that way. But as of right now, I think it's more along the lines of, here are three new Divas, here are what they're able to do. Let's put them in the stable. That way we can showcase multiple talents at once for the first little bit, and then from there we can start splitting them up and identifying which one is the more dominant one over the other, which a lot of people have said. And to be fair, in a way I agree, Charlotte seems to be the most dominant out of all of them, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her win the championship. And I know there's a lot of people are like Sasha crazy. You guys are really Sasha drunk. I like her in the ring. She does actually sell very well. She sells to the audience. She's able to build a match, but I don't know. I'm not overly Sasha intoxicated like you guys are. Some guys are really crazy Sasha intoxicated. Like it's the boss. I'm the boss. I'm going to fucking kill you because I'm the boss. You know, stuff like that. So for me, you know, you got to take it from my point of view. I was somebody who was extremely heavily against the Divas. They bring in Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks. Okay, my interest level has heightened a tiny bit because I know what these guys can do in the ring, but I'm still not 100%, you know, oh my God, I'm infatuated with the Divas. I see the benefit and the merit in them, and keeping them in the stable, yes, they'll help them, but in the long run, what I really hope to see is that they start splitting and start focusing on actual independent Divas than just a full stable or brand, and name them something after a porn site. You know, or a drug. That's not something that's going to help them in the long run. And they even had a rumor of bringing back the women's tag team championship belts, and I'm like, don't do that at all. You just added three new Divas to the mix. It's not all of a sudden we need to incorporate a tag team championship for the women's division. That doesn't make any sense in any way, shape, or form. You want to establish them as singles competitors, and if you have a variety or a larger amount of Divas or women competing in the same division, okay, yeah, then consider bringing in a tag team match, but you do not have anywhere near the actual capacity of competitors to be able to establish a new championship within that division, other than having continuous champions over and over and over and over and over again. And it's the same people. Like it doesn't make any sense. WWE, please don't go that way. As a matter of fact, one thing I even thought of myself is that why doesn't WWE, just like as they did with NXT, start developing another brand that's only intended for female division? Why don't you do that if you really want to focus on introducing tag team championships? If you want to introduce just a women's championship or anything like that, not a Divas championship, because it's a fucking butterfly belt and I hate it. If you want to start introducing that, okay, why not start splitting them off into a different brand? Start small, go big, just like NXT was. You never know, that actually may kick off. But as for right now, I think all they're doing is just trying to focus on what they're capable of doing, and then from there, then they'll start introducing or actually expanding them. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Second question from Mick, because one just won't do it for you. Do you think Rollins will hold on to the title until the Rumble or even Mania? Well, I covered this earlier, actually. I actually don't think he's going to hold on to it following SummerSlam. I do think that he gets screwed over by Triple H, and I think it's pretty much the end game for him there, and then he starts his feud with Triple H and the Authority. And you know what? It's the time for him, because he's had so many breaks. He's had so many close calls that I think it's more along the lines of, can he win a match without getting help? And we've seen that, yeah, he's had some decent matches. The Neville match that he had a couple of weeks ago was absolutely mind-blowing. That was a great match. But I think that when it comes to the actual big title picture, I think he's going to lose. I don't know who it's going to be against. If it's going to be against John Cena and tying Ric Flair's 16 reign as champion, or if it's going to be Randy Orton or Sheamus, we don't really know. But as it stands right now, I do not see him actually going to Royal Rumble or WrestleMania as a champion, unless he wins it back at some point in time. But as of right now, I do not see that in any way, shape, or form. Number 3 from good old Mick. At what point do you think Lana will break into her American accent, hoping nobody notices? I don't give a shit, Mick. I really don't. I don't give a shit. Okay, her accent already is breaking really badly. Really badly. Is it going to start to break into a point where it just slowly transitions into an American accident? You know what? It is an American accident, because the way that she talks is like an American accident. But it just kills me, because it's one of those moments where if they do slowly transition to the American accent, if I can speak, and then all of a sudden they never relate back to her about having the Russian accent, it's kind of like, okay, well, once again, WWE's Am I Being Us? Because they're like, nope, never happened. So no, I'm not. I think it'll happen soon. I think it'll happen after SummerSlam. If Dolph Ziggler is coming back, all of a sudden she transitions and be like, no, I was never a Russian. I'm actually American. Stuff like that. But if it does happen, it has to be after SummerSlam, because her accent is just getting to a point where anyone and everyone can tell it's really fake. To be fair, we could tell before too. But now it's just so bad, because she's doing a lot more promos. She's doing a lot more speaking on behalf of herself, representing Dolph Ziggler. So the more she talks, the more you're like, please just get rid of the accents, because it doesn't help. It's more distracting than anything, to be honest with you. So for me, I think I just do the shock already and prove it. Just say you're American. She's American. We have another question too from @Paul_619er. Make sure to check out Paul. He's actually a pretty cool guy himself. He's asking me, who is going to win Tough Enough? I don't fucking know. Listen, as much as I live stream Tough Enough from MindofCarnage.com, I actually don't watch it. I don't. But I know right now who are the two that are left. There's ZZ and Tanner, I believe. Yes, ZZ, which is actually one of my cats, okay? So, no, I do not want ZZ to win. No, I do not want ZZ to win. I'm arguing with my wife from halfway across the room. No. You see ZZ, I don't want him to win. As a matter of fact, Tanner seems to be the only guy that has an actual visual appeal for WWE. But when it comes to ZZ, the funny thing about it, though, and I love this, is that WWE doesn't want ZZ to win, yet he has the most backup from the fans. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this turns around, whether WWE has to falsify numbers to be like, oh look, ZZ got eliminated. Yeah, sure he did. Last time we checked, everyone is fucking voting for ZZ for some fucking reason. I don't have no idea why. No clue. But for me, if I had to pick Yeah, if I had to pick, it's Tanner and Sarah Lee, because everyone's always saying how Sarah Lee is already guaranteed to win. And I'm like, I don't even see why. I really don't. As a matter of fact, the women that's on there, I really don't even care who wins, because they're just going to be bimbos in general. So yeah, Tanner and Sarah Lee. That's really all I'm going to say. I got another one. So Paul again. Paul _619er. Who will be inducted into the 2016 Hall of Fame? That's a hard one. I haven't even really thought of that, actually. But if I had to say, I think Rick Rude should be one of the guys to be inducted in there. Another question can be, who will be uninducted? I don't know, Hulk Hogan. So fuck, the WWE completely erased them. Holy shit, they erased him like nothing. But yeah, when it comes to other guys, I don't really know who else to actually go into the Hall of Fame right now, because the problem is that they induct so many people in the Hall of Fame that it gets to a point where it's just a popularity contest. There's nothing else there that really establishes, oh my god, like this person was a real trendsetter. He was a real change in the WWE. There's this saying, okay, maybe Undertaker will go in the Hall of Fame. Maybe The Rock will go in the Hall of Fame. Steve Austin will be going in the Hall of Fame, unless he's already in the Hall of Fame. I can't remember exactly right now, because I'm not a fucking wrestling robot, okay? So fuck off. So there's a lot of people that can go into the Hall of Fame. I don't really know who. And then you have the celebrity wing in the Hall of Fame. Then you have the warrior wing now for children and stuff like that. So it's I have no idea. But for my one that I want is Rick Rude. Definitely him going into the Hall of Fame, because why not? The guy was a guy who was a guy, by the way, that I said just what I fucking said. He was just very into his own character, and he's one of those guys that you saw and you're like, who? What's this guy gonna do? So I feel that he should probably go in there. But other than that, I really can't think of anyone else. Like I said, Rock, maybe Austin. Once again, if Austin's in there, I'm looking like an idiot, but frankly, I don't give a crap. And just a lot, like Undertaker, I'm pretty sure maybe going in there. If he's done at SummerSlam, if he's coming back to do a couple more things, I think Undertaker will probably go in there. And yeah, that was all the questions. And that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to stop it there. But make sure to check out, like I said, next week on August 20th, we have Podcast RG4 hosted by the Wrestle Addicts. Make sure to check that out. I am hosting the show. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more crazier then, because frankly, when I host a show with 5 other guys or 6 other guys, how many other guys there are, I have to be crazy, because you have to be crazy. When you're a host, you have to be the one with the most. And I'm going to be there with so much that I'm going to be spilling it on my mouth into all of their mouths. So that's what's going to happen. But make sure to catch that out. I think we're doing it at 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. I have to follow through with that. I'm bad with time. I'm really bad with time and names. Both of those I can never get a handle. Time and names I'm horrible with. But make sure to catch that out. We'll have links. We'll have up for it. We'll have a bunch of videos up for it too, so you won't miss it. It's become a monthly event, and it's become honestly such a great time and absolute just ridiculous time that it's really worth the watch. If you guys haven't checked out any of the other ones, 1 to 3, make sure to go to Wrestle Addict on YouTube and check it out there. Just get caught up and just see what the shabubba is about. And like I said, we have a new chats feature that's for the my brain is stopping. We have a new chat feature when it comes to the podcast orgy, so make sure to check that out. Interact with us, send us questions. We love that. We love interacting with you guys, and that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to be interactive with you guys. So make sure to do that, to check that out. Remember to check out tpublic.com for merchandise. That's right, I'm wearing my War God shirt. More designs are going to be coming up, but like I said, make sure to go to tpublic.com/user/Cade Carnage, Levels of Wrestling, or the Wrestle Addict to check out those merchandise there. Remember to check us out on Podbean. This podcast is going on Podbean, on YouTube, on whatever the hell else I can find. Make sure to check us out on Podbean, where you can not only listen to myself, Mind of Carnage, but you have our Levels of Wrestling, you have Rambling About Wrestling, you have the Just Saying podcast, and you have the Wrestle Addict guys. And honestly, great podcasters. You need to check them out. Great way of thinking, great levels of thought, and frankly, they're just great low lifes. That's what we call ourselves. We're low lifes. In addition to that, make sure to check out www.MindofCarnage for your news, wrestling information, recaps, everything. You want to talk to me, feel free to do it. I am looking for editorial writers right now, so if you guys want to send any samples, make sure to send them at mindofcarnage@yahoo.com. or .ca, not .com, .ca. Just send me some samples and I can take a look at them there, because as much as I love my website, it's hard to do it all myself, and I want to get more people involved in this too, because opinions matter. And you know what? I like when people share their opinions, because that's exactly what I want. Is I want opinions, I want their own thoughts, I want everything. Yes, really. That's because your opinion is very biased. Would you like to do a little opinion right now? Randy Orton? Oh, she loves Randy Orton. Randy Orton is like her favorite person. Like whenever he comes out, she's like drools from the mouth. Like my wife is a big Randy Orton mark. She loves it. He fucking comes out and she's just like, oh my God, I love him. Look at those thighs. I love him so much. Like, you stay there. You stay there. Don't you squirt me. I have electronics near me. Oh my God. Stop. She's squirting me with a water bottle. Anyways, thank you for listening, guys. And I'm going to end this being squirted. Thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at LevelerLow for Levels of Wrestling, at WrestleAddict1, at JustSaying_ANS, and at Ringside Ramblers. And make sure to catch myself at Mind of Carnage. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen. And I'll be back next week. Later, guys.